Hello, welcome back. For those of you who are joining us again, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. This is Aquaponics weekly update for July 4th. So I just want to do kind of an update on how our systems are growing. We have two. We have this smaller system with 4 plus some babies, fish. And then we have a larger system that's got about 40 goldfish in it, and it's got 2 beds feeding it. So we'll do an update on each bed, and then we'll talk about the fish. So this first bed, sorry, so wobbly. This is our small system. So in here we've got lettuce. We also have green beans back there. Sorry if you can hear the plane. You remember we harvested the lettuce a few weeks ago, and a couple weeks ago, and I showed an update last week. But look at, the lettuce is still growing. And guys, I trimmed this one. So this is an example of a small bunch that I left over. So I left just this little stem down there when I harvested the lettuce. And look at it, it's growing. It's regrowing. So, we're probably going to have more lettuce. So that's exciting. Our green beans are flowering again, which I just don't, sorry, that's my dog. Just don't understand because it's so hot. But I guess they may be growing more green beans. We'll see. Because otherwise they pretty much fizzled out. But we'll see what happens in the next coming weeks. So let's take a look at the fish in this bed. So this is the bed, the fish tank that goes with that bed, that grow bed. And so in here we've got 4 goldfish, like I said. And then a few weeks ago, we noticed that there were some babies in here. Now I saw the babies just a second ago. Let me see if I can find them for you guys. Their parents are crazy, so no telling where these babies are. They were just, oh, right there. You see that one? So that's one of our babies. I know there's at least 4 in here. And then the other night I saw a little tiny one in here. So I think that they are still laying eggs. They're still hatching babies. So it's exciting. And you guys can see we still have the top off here. I'm still trying to grow more algae, and it is actually, it's growing decent amount in here. I think that's what the baby fish, oh there's one, what the baby fish were eating when they were just tiny. So I try to keep some in here. Other than that, the adults are doing good. Oh, there's one snippet of one. They're super spastic goldfish, so we'll see. But yeah, so overall the system's doing well. I just think this is a great idea, putting this tank out here. We used to keep them down there in that lower tank. It just was kind of hard because one, you couldn't put very many fish in there, and 2, I felt like there just wasn't very much water for them to be able to swim and live in. Plus, when it gets hot like it is right now, that water gets heated up from these rocks and then comes down, and there's not very much water in there for it to be able to cool down, so it gets really hot for the fish. So that's why we invested into this tank this year. Oh, there's another baby. So overall I think they're doing well, and hopefully next week we'll be able to see the babies some more. Oh, there's an adult. All right, let's take a look at the big system. All right, so we're down at one of our beds for our big system, and this is the cherry tomatoes. I still think they're cherry tomatoes, and look at all the flowers on this thing. There's more down there, down here, up there. So let me show you. I say cherry tomatoes, but these things are huge. I'm guessing they're going to start turning red. But look at, I mean, these things are big. They're cherry tomatoes. But they're doing really well. That one's starting to get some more too. So yeah, this one seems to be doing really well. And these are just ones that I pulled out of the ground. Now this thing's growing real odd because this bed is giving me issues siphoning this week. It just seems to hold a lot of water and not siphon right. But I played around with it yesterday. A lot of the bed siphoning has to do with the amount of water coming in. So if there's not enough water, then it kind of feels like it doesn't siphon right. And so I cleaned out the pump a little bit to see if it could get a little bit more water flowing into this bed, and it seems to be doing better today. So let's take a look. Yeah, see, these are still tomatoes down here. It's starting to grow tomatoes on the ground here. Now, just to remind you, or if you're new here, this was the original place that I planted cherry tomatoes by seed right here. And I guess somehow we ended up with seeds on the ground. So there were tomato plants growing back there underneath the bed, and then right here out front. Now I pulled 3 or 4 bunches of these ones earlier out of the ground, and that's what I planted here, and that's what this is now. So we're gonna have a ton of tomatoes soon, which is okay. I'm not complaining. So this tomato plant, these are the beefsteak tomatoes. So we've got that one little tiny tomato so far. I mean, it's growing some more flowers, but this is definitely a lot slower growing. And then you want to see our cherry tomatoes. See, I say cherry tomatoes, but these things are huge. I'm still waiting for them to turn red, but they are giant. I don't know what to compare them to. I don't know. I'll find something to compare them to when we harvest them, when they start turning red. But that's how the tomatoes are doing over here. Let's take a look at the cucumbers. All right, back at the cucumber plant. So there's cucumber, you can see. We have about 5 cucumbers growing right now. Now look at, this is a problem. Look, this is tomatoes intermingled with these cucumbers. And I did pollinate one of these cucumbers yesterday. So there's 2 right here. They look like they both flowered, so we'll see. But yeah, this is all a mess. Cucumbers, tomatoes, they're all intertwined right now, which hopefully doesn't end badly for us. But the cucumbers are quite invasive, so let's take a look. So we've got this one cucumber here, several more over here. So we've got the one growing there, one growing there, one growing here. So there's one growing. Well, maybe it's not growing anymore. I don't know what's going on with this plant. It's not doing very well. The leaves are all turning yellow. I don't know. But got some more cucumbers growing down there. We did pollinate a bunch, so there's another one growing. Maybe. Can you see it? Right here. Yeah. So there's several growing. There was one I thought growing over here, but I can't see it right now, so maybe not. Anyways, it's our cucumber progress. As you can see, there's a lot growing. I did pollinate like 3 yesterday, so we'll see if they continue to grow. But I'll tell you what, we had some of these cucumbers, and I'll put a picture in here. So those were our cucumbers that we harvested last week after our update. And it just tastes night and day difference, guys, on the cucumbers that we harvest from here as opposed to somebody gave us some cucumbers from a farmer's market at work, and it's just night and day difference. Like, these cucumbers were moist and had a really like cool cucumber-y taste, and the one that we got from the farmer's market was more dry, just kind of had a bland taste, but it's amazing how much different they taste. So I think Kevin's going to give one to somebody that's never tasted aquaponics vegetables before and see if she can tell a difference. So that'll be interesting to get her opinion this week. So that's the update on the cucumbers. Let's go take a look at the fish. So these are our goldfish in our large system. We did add more water in here this afternoon because they were getting a little low. Just from the heat and evaporation. We didn't really have any big issues, but they're hungry. You can see this one, black and orange. That's one we call Old Man. He's 10 years old. We got him from a couple in the mountains last year. And, well, that's where a majority of these fish came from. But I know for sure that one's 10 years old. So, let's feed these guys because they are hungry. Otherwise, they're doing really well. Yeah, we don't have any issues with these fish in here, so I'm so happy that they're doing well and that these vegetables are growing well. And so, yeah, that's our weekly update for July 4th. Sorry, my dog again. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the questions section below or the comment section. Dog's barking his paws. Anyways, if you liked what you see, go ahead and give it a like, and if you would like to follow us along in our weekly update, go ahead and subscribe, and we will talk to you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.